Questions.
Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DeCharis, CPA extraordinaire, coming to you live from downtown Levittown, Long Island, New York, for another amazing interview with the chief side hustler. And I
Yeah.
know she was going to try to hustle us, but this is Kate Josephine Johnson. I be careful of people with three different names.
Well, I heard someone say when you have kind of not very distinct names that you kind of gotta set yourself apart somehow with like a middle initial or a middle name or something. So Kate and Johnson are kind of just vanilla names. So I throw the Josephine in there too.
Well, we have somebody on our team named Josephine. I grew up with a cousin Josephine. I actually love that name. So yeah.
It's it's all over my family too.
Okay. So this is actually the first time that we're speaking. So we're totally transparent. You see
Yeah.
that I like to go like this because my Elizabeth, who's on our team, her daughters love that. So they see me doing that, they just go hysterical. So I said, I'll keep doing it then. And it's not painful. It looks like it's painful, but that's what sets me apart. There's no accountants doing podcasts that either wear suspenders or do this. That's my claim to fame. All right, so I accomplished my objective. I got you to laugh.
There you
But
go.
really, so we go out there looking for influencers, specifically people that are helping to empower people. And there's power in numbers, okay? And when people figure out what questions to ask, how to put their financials together, that's what makes us successful entrepreneurs. You don't have to be an accountant or a bookkeeper, but you got to have some kind of uh, understanding of how all this works.
True.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah. So I mean, if you're talking about sort of understanding of the basics of accounting, 100%. One of the things That's one of the drums I beat hardest in my group, because I think there's a lot of people who are kind of seeing the accounting industry as a way to, kind of has potential for kind of white collar work from home career, but it's not easy, and you have to know the fundamentals. And so I'm a huge believer in saying you start with the debits and credits, even if you want to get.
No, no, don't talk about debits and credit.
Well, there's a whole lot of people who listen to who bump into me who are looking for a really great flexible virtual career lifestyle, whether they're an employee or whether they're building their own business. And I say, well, this is still serious work. Even if you want to get out of the technical work, you still need to be able to have a fundamental understanding of it so you can hire the people and maybe correct their mistakes if you get in a bind.
Yeah, so let's let people in on exactly what we're talking about. So you have a Facebook group called what? Side Hustle?
The group is called Bookkeeping Side Hustle,
Bookkeeping
so
Side
that
Hustle.
if you search on Facebook Bookkeeping Side Hustle, you'll find the
So
group.
that's what attracted us to you because bookkeeping is the foundation. We do accounting, I'm a CPA, but without the bookkeeping, there are no tax returns. We
Exactly.
we actually believe that accountants and bookkeepers run the world because if you think about it, there's no GDP, there's no how do we know what inflation is?
Yeah, CPI.
No stock market. There's without us, there's it's total chaos and anarchy. So people should start respecting bookkeepers and accountants a lot more, I think, because
Here, here.
yeah,
Yes.
we're like in the shadows saying, "Oh yeah, okay, here's your financial report." No, we should. Uh, yeah, we do have the ability to empower people, and so tell me more about your group.
Yeah.
Who you attract, what attracts them to it. Go ahead.
So the name of the group is the Bookkeeping Side Hustle Group, and so I think some people are attracted to it because of the word bookkeeping, and then some people are attracted to it because of the word side hustle. And I try to meet both sets of people. Some people are, attracted to both at the same time, but some people are, they've studied accounting, they've been in the accounting industry, whether they've done taxes, whether they've been like in corporate accounting, or I mean even public accounting, and they're wanting some to stay in the field but do something different. And then there's people who come who they're like, okay, I need extra income, or I want to just do a career change,
Are they looking for on-site jobs, or are these specifically remote?
Well, I think most people are real. I try to really push sort of modern virtual cloud-based accounting, and those are the tools I emphasize. Those are the tools I use. So one of the ways I motivate people is just by being an open book. I kind of I build my own business in public, like I'm an actual bookkeeper, and
I thought
so
bookkeepers are like dinosaurs now. There's not too many real bookkeepers. There's
well, I mean, I got real clients. I was in accounting software today.
Well,
So
when you start talking debits and credits, I know that you're a real bookkeeper.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, so anyway, so I do try to preach, modern virtual kind of cutting edge firm. Don't like if you're, especially for the people who are just now getting into it, I say they have every reason to be as modern as possible, because they're not coming with like the baggage of being really great at QuickBooks Desktop or anything like that. Like they can pick their tech stack and learn the tools, like, because it takes mental energy to learn any tool. So learn the best, learn the ones that are being developed, where the most money is being put in, the most coders are being hired to fix. So the people can come to my group wanting side hustle or wanting just a career change in the accounting field.
Are
Maybe
these people, so you say these people already know about accounting and bookkeeping, correct?
Well, some do not. Some do not. So
Okay.
if
So
they're
you're
looking for extra income, I'm like, well, accounting is great, bookkeeping is great. There's a need for us, but this is not a way to make a quick buck if you do not have any background.
uh,
If you've been working in the industry for someone else for a while, yeah, you could easily go pick up some extra clients and make a good bit of extra money. Oh, and then possibly build a whole robust full-time business. Use it as build a small client base to then quit your job and scale your own firm. But
you quit
um,
your job after you at least match what you need to live on.
yeah,
I
well,
said that's one of my formulas. I said, don't quit your day job until you're at least making enough money to pay your rent, your food, you
the
know.
minimum. Yeah,
Otherwise, it puts a lot of stress on somebody to just start a business, and people are delusional a lot of times. Well, the truth is, people start a business thinking that they're going to change the world, and they never earn a penny in revenue. It happens to millions of people.
I think especially now with COVID and people, I feel like there's this glamorization of start your own business, work from home, and I think we're going to see
Sounds
like
easy.
I think we're going to see a shift back to a lot of people who really don't have the entrepreneurial desire or skills, but kind of got sold into it. Like they saw the picture perfect, influencer saying, "Come do this."
Because I'm hearing about this a couple of things that scare me. And I don't even want to call it. It's called the quiet quit.
Oh
My
yes.
son mentioned it. I was like, what? And then my coach talked about it. So that's a whole nother issue. But this the Great Resignation. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think that people will eventually? Because I think a lot of those people just started their own business. So do you think that those people are going to eventually say, "Oh, this isn't what I thought it was. It's not all rainbows and puppy dogs," and possibly go back to work?
Well, I'm seeing that in my group some. I think a lot of people are not real are don't realize how hard it is and how much you really need to make. I mean, if you're not getting any benefits, like you really have to make a lot to make up for a good stable job with benefits. I mean, you can lose your job if you have a W-2 job, and your business can go out of business as well. Like it's all there's risk in both paths, but I think a lot of people who are trying to build small solo firms who just who never thought about being business owners ever, but because of COVID, something like they all of a sudden got this idea. Like, to me, there's a reason why most people are employees. Like, in the history of America, most people have been employees rather than business owners.
But
And
we need the business owners, and I could tell you from my own experience, because I'm really an entrepreneur that just happens to have a CPA license. And about 18 years ago, I was introduced to this technology called remote desktop protocol.
okay, yep.
Okay, so hey Tim, how you doing? Tim's heard this story 1,000 times, but the light bulb went off in my head. I said, wait, I can do accounting from my house. I don't have to travel to my clients. And then the next thought was, okay, I have to hire somebody to see if this works. And the only one available was my 62-year-old mother, who
Okay.
hired, and she actually had a part-time job because she was helping my grandparents who were getting older. They needed to, be driven to the doctors and all of that, and shopping and whatever. So they were okay financially. She just wanted money to gamble at the casino they live in New Mexico. So she's like, I want some extra money to gamble and spend on myself. So she got this job, brick and mortar. She was managing apartments part-time. So I said, Mom, what if you learn how to do bookkeeping and work for me? And she says, what are you, crazy? You live 2,000 miles away. She had never done QuickBooks or any of that. So I taught her how to do bank recs, how to do QuickBooks. Then, long story short, by the end, she ran my business for 15 years. She was doing payroll. I wasn't allowed to talk to my clients
How
because I
funny.
got in the way. She was like, "You do your job, I'll do my job." But that made me realize, I said, oh my God, she was like, she had no experience. She's not stupid. She's very intelligent. And it changed her life because now she could make her own hours. She didn't have to leave. She could, that was it. She could work at 11 o'clock at night or
Right.
5 in the morning. It didn't matter. There was
I
no
work
emergency. So and that was 18 years ago. And she retired about 2.5 years ago. She left me flat, and I had to reinvent my business, seriously. So now we took that concept and we have over 100 students now. The first batch were over 50, and now we got another 50. So the reason is, first of all, we needed help, and there is a tremendous opportunity for bookkeepers, for
Mhm.
accountants now. It,
I
it
Yeah, I agree. And I resonate with the working at 5 a.m. I'm not an 11 p.m. person, but I'm up before 5 every day anyway. So it was especially important for me to have those morning hours. Like, my kids are all finally in school now, but the business I've built has been around my family structure first. And so
that
I'm a early morning. I even take early morning calls. My Calendly link has 6 a.m. slots for some clients who are
really,
also early birds. Yeah, because I'm
part of
up.
the country are you in?
I'm in Virginia Beach,
Oh, you're on the East Coast,
East Coast. Yep.
and you said, okay. I'm up at 6, but I'm not taking calls. I take a couple of hours to get ready, exercise. Uh, yeah, so
I'm
God,
I'm usually up by 4:30, and have already done quite a bit. I mean, but people book me at 6 a.m.
wow. So yeah, I guess that might be a whole niche, early birds.
Well, I've kind of used that in my language. My ideal client is sort of on the smaller side, kind of a hustler themselves, and so they need to be. I kind of spun it a little bit, like, y- uh, we can take care of the admin stuff during the time when you're not needing to be making your money. Like, keep your business hours your hours, and I'll help you with your admin, if at times when you're not making sales. So it's
Well,
it's worked some.
yeah. So So tell me about the Facebook book group. How long have you had it, and how many members do you have? Are you looking to grow it? Do you want to get more people in it? Because maybe we could help you with that.
So the group started probably about 4 to 5 years ago. I had answered a question in a personal finance group, kind of a group full of people who would be interested in side hustles, basically. And that's what my business was as I started. My kids were very young, and the last one was going to preschool for a couple days a week, and I wanted to do something with that time. So I took this course to learn how to build a bookkeeping business. And someone in this personal finance group was like, "Hey, I need to make extra money. What can I do? Here are my skills." And I think I chimed in, "Hey, you could do virtual bookkeeping, maybe. I'm making a little bit of extra money doing this too, and I'm enjoying it." And a lot of people latched onto it. They're like, "What? Tell me more." And so someone said, "Hey, why don't you just make a little Facebook group and you can answer all our questions at once?" Because I was trying to reply to everybody and it was just a lot. And they're like, let's all move over. And now there's over, I think, 21,000 people in the group.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, or 20 or 21. I mean, I have it open right here. I can. Um,
That's
it's
huge.
it's been a blessing. It's been the most fun and meaningful thing. Okay, 20,100 members. But so I mean, it's grown on its own. I don't market it. I don't ask. I'm
Well,
not.
you definitely hit a nerve.
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of accountants who are miserable, and
You
I
think so?
try to teach people how to use accounting to build a lifestyle that
So
works for you.
I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of people, uh, what they do is, it's not about starting a business to make millions of dollars anymore. I mean, a lot of people do that. I didn't want to make millions. I wanted to make billions. I'm still working on that.
All right.
But people now, you know, they just want a business where they can be home when their kids come home.
Right.
No, they can run their business around their lives, not run their lives around their business. And I have a lot of respect for people that can do that.
Well, that was especially important to me. I'm married to someone in the Navy, and so I needed to be able to. I had to quit 2 jobs before I had my first child, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like I can't keep having to have a job for a year or two and then be told I have to move somewhere else. I was just kind of over that, and so I needed something that was flexible, and then I needed something that was going to allow me to ratchet up or ratchet down depending on my husband's schedule. Like when he's gone for 7 months, it might not be the time when I need to do the most big splash with my business, right? Like I got,
Yes.
I'm, I have different phases of life because of who I'm married to. So this has been able to be that lifestyle business that I wanted it to be, and it's just been a blessing beyond belief. And I get to run the Facebook group too, and that has been a joy. And I'm helping other people by showing them how it can be done. That no, you don't have to. You can just take your big brain and your hard work ethic, and you can make this work.
Okay, so I'm listening to you, but I was logging into my Facebook account. I have all kinds of login codes I got to get into, but let me find your group here. What is it? Bookkeeping Side Hustle?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. You come right up. Because here's the thing. 20,000 people, that's a full-time job. That's a full-time job. So tell me how you manage this.
So I have someone who helps me moderate it. She admits people. She accepts people or not, and she watches. And the group is really self-policing. I truly believe I have the best Facebook group for accounting professionals in all of the internet. I don't let anyone be rude, so it's a safe space because there are people in the group who, I know you don't want me to say debits and credits, but who've never heard of debits and credits, but they think that this could work for them. And I'm like, well, as long as you've got the work ethic and the study habits, like you need to go learn the basics. But if you've got like a long-term vision, then you can do this, because none of us grew up, none of us were born knowing the accounting equation, right?
Oh yeah, it's
It's
definitely.
all learnable. It's all learnable. We're not rocket scientists. We do need to be smart, and you have to be accounting smart because you're dealing with small business owners' livelihoods when you're serving them. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to wreck people's lives. So you have to be accounting smart, and then you have to be business smart too. Like if you have to be business smart if you want to do this the entrepreneurial way, but there's actually a lot of ways where you can subcontract for folks. There are people who realize, you know what, maybe I don't want to do my own thing, but I can form a relationship with someone and get paid a decent wage, way better than if I were working in some job, all day long that I hate. But not have to do all of the business management side. You have to get the
You
website and the
can-
sales and the proposals, and all of that can really
Oh
wear
yeah,
on you.
we have a whole system. It's like it used to take me 2 hours just to talk to a client and then onboard them, and then get ghosted. You're
Yeah,
like, wait, I just spent two. We got it down to we have a whole system, and
wonderful.
that doesn't just happen. You got to trial and error. You got to use different software, different email templates. So yeah, you're right. Any business is difficult. The only business I ever had that I might want to go back to is driving an ice cream truck.
Oh, really?
That is still the same. If you look at, yeah, when my last semester in college, that's a whole nother story. I thought it was going to be easy because I drove this ice cream truck. I made my own hours. Listen, you make money by selling ice cream to kids. You're a superhero.
You're right. Right. My
There's
kids here in our neighborhood.
And so what was it? Last year I go, I'm like, let me get some ice cream. So I go and I'm like, it's the same exact setup. They still don't take debit cards. I'm like,
Oh,
oh my God, the only thing that changed is that now a snow cone is $8. I think it was 50 cents when I saw it.
yeah, yeah.
Any business is difficult. It's not, and that's what people. That's why I say entrepreneurs are delusional. They think, oh, this will be easy. I'll quit my day job and I'll just make money. It's not that easy. But and accounting and bookkeeping is a business just like anyone else. But what's great about it, Kate, and tell me if well, you have to agree with me because there's no other way. I'll disconnect you if you know. But you could segment all the different aspects of bookkeeping and accounting. You could start somebody by just having them enter data, right?
Mhm.
And then you graduate to bank recs, and then you get them to start, categorizing things. Before you know it, they know what a chart of accounts is.
Mhm.
You sort of like ease them in there. And before you know it, they're producing balance sheets and income statements. That's what happened with my mother. Now that I think about it, I didn't say, hey, you're going to produce financial reports. I said, just enter this data.
Yeah.
And it was a step-by-step approach. She learned how to do payroll. I was like, it was a big loss when she stopped working for me. I didn't realize how important her job was because then I had to train somebody else.
Mhm.
So what are your plans with this group? Are you know is it just, oh, you're just going to have the group and just let it grow organically? Uh, do you have any plans with it? I mean, I've known people that had 80,000 people in the group, and they made that the center of their business.
So that's a good question. I mean, it is definitely a business. So I have done things that allow me to still feel good about what I'm doing, and serving the people in the group. And basically, I feel like I'm just an encourager to people who are willing to work hard and be kind and help each other. And so, but I have a newsletter that I write. So I guess that's probably the one thing that I would be interested in your audience, knowing about me. If you go to bookkeepingsidehustle.com/newsletter, you can sign up. I put it out every other Saturday. It's really long, so if you don't like to read, then don't subscribe. It's basically like a newspaper, and it has like
Really? What?
sections like a newspaper, and I think there's something in there for everybody. And it's it's helpful information. It's helpful resources for people who are trying to succeed in a virtual cloud accounting career, whether it's as an entrepreneur or as an employee for someone. And I build my business in public. There's a lot of what I have done over the last, since the last newsletter. And I tell people what I've done to grow my business, and I try to be very, very open, and I don't glamorize entrepreneurship at all. I'm tell all my mistakes as well as my successes.
Oh yeah, if somebody tells you they went into business and everything went smoothly, they're lying to you.
But so I have that, and so people, and then I show vendors come to me and want access to the audience. So I work with vendors on that, and I'll do demos for people, and because a lot of my community is making decisions about their tech stack. So they're new. Maybe they worked in some corporate accounting job with like some huge internal accounting system. Well, they might still need to learn a small business general ledger tool like QuickBooks or Xero or something. So, and then there's all sorts of add-ons and bill pay apps and practice management apps and all that. And those vendors like to demo in my group. And yeah, as long as people are, still getting value out of the conversations with each other, and I chime in when I can, but really the group is helping each other. They ask questions, and it's not me answering questions anymore. It's just a safe space, and you can ask any question in my group. So if you don't know like how to become a Xero advisor or a QuickBooks Pro advisor, like that's a basic question, but like I didn't know how to do that. Someone had to tell me. And so you can ask that kind of basic question in my group. And,
you know what I just found out about Xero? You know what's great about it is if you're a bookkeeper or an accountant, you get a free version.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
They're all over you. They started calling me that I have my own Xero rep. I'm like, QuickBooks isn't doing that for me.
No.
I like Xero, but so it's bookkeepingsidehustle.com.
That's the website. I don't do much with the website anymore. I had started to do more of that, but the newsletter page is bookkeepingsidehustle.com/newsletter.
Okay. So okay, but this looks like a nice site.
I built it all myself. When you're a bootstrapping entrepreneur, you have to learn how to do your own WordPress. So
yeah, I tried that too. It was terrible.
I built my bookkeeping business website too. My business is called Heritage Business Services, and I like it.
I'm subscribing. Okay.
Oh, that'd be great.
And also, let me see. Subscribe. Oh, there. One of my assistants is watching, and she just gave me the URL and my link.
Oh, wonderful.
My Slack account. So I'm going to put it here. So, yeah, HTTPS. Let's see if that worked. No, there's too many H's. Okay. I've been doing these interviews for years. Okay, there we go. So it's the newsletter link is in the chat. I highly recommend you sign up for it. It's free.
Yep.
And the other reason why is it doesn't cost anything. So sign up for it. You can only gain some valuable information. You really have a good site here.
Well, thank you.
I'm gonna have to go through it. I'm looking forward to. You have an archive here. So
I just switched my newsletter to Substack, so the archive is not as deep as I wish it were, but I have the old platform linked in the Substack archive.
Okay, I got you. So what I'd like to do is I want to dive into this, learn more about your business, and definitely keep in touch with you, and maybe have you back because you definitely hit a nerve. Bookkeepers are needed. Accountants need bookkeepers. One of the things that we did, we started this match accounting talent. It's sort of like a division of our business because we taught a lot of people bookkeeping, and I was like, well, now let's see if we could get them side hustles,
jobs. Yeah.
So there's definitely a need out there. I did one ZeroCon event, and we got accountants asking us for, to hook them up with people. So maybe
So
that's something that we could talk about.
yeah, so one of the sections of my newsletter actually is called job opportunities, and a lot of people, because there's a lot of people who also are in my group, and they want to work for someone else. They don't want to work 40 hours a week in a brick and mortar office. So don't if that's what you're looking for, I'm probably not the best person to help make matches to. But if you, Joe, or any of your listeners have flexible, especially part-time job opportunities for experienced, smart bookkeepers, I have 20,000 of them. So, and I put, if someone posts a job opportunity or lets me know of a job opportunity, I put it in my newsletter. So it's I'm not no guarantees. I mean, it's for I'll mention it because people are benefiting from those job lists.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do. We want to help, serve people. The more people that we
Hmm.
can help, the more it comes back to us. There's no coincidence that you have that many people in your group. Oh, this is Lee. Oh, this I think is one of my students. Thank you, Leah. Okay, yeah, we got students all over the world now. But this has been great, Kate. I'm glad that we connected. Let's, if you could hang out, I'm going to end the broadcast now because we went. What did I tell you before? So we try to go 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, and I'm a talker too.
Yeah,
So
I, but this has been great. So if you could just hang out for a minute, and we will talk. Thanks a lot,
all
everybody.
right, thanks everyone.
I definitely recommend you sign up for the newsletter. She's got a lot of great info on the website. Our website is pretty good, but yours looks more intense. You got a lot of bookkeeping information on here. So
Well, thanks.
thanks a lot, Tim. Talk to you soon.
Bye
And
everyone.
over and out. That's our story. We're sticking with